watch guy?
No, I'm not, and I've never had one.
Liar.
Oh, you caught me right in the midst of it. Yeah, I wear a watch. Was that the question? I do.
They may not want to admit it, but the ranks of NFL head coaches are filled with watch guys.
I like to know what time it is. I didn't take it off when I shower. Just keep it on, leave it on all the time. Don't sleep with it though.
This watch right here, there was a game I coached without it. I think I must have forgotten it. I'm like, man, I feel kind of naked. Don't ever want to be in a stadium naked.
No coach wants to feel unprepared either. Time is the most valuable resource they have. A watch can help make the most of it. Or it can send a message, like Mike McDaniel's watch did his first year as a head coach.
Nights, you got some nights to go with the rolling? Hey, let me see that up close. I ain't really good to say. I ain't never seen one before.
This is a Breitling, it's not a Rolly. This particular item was a purchase that I made in OTAs. I basically told the team how confident and invested I was in them because I would have to default on my mortgage if they failed. So it was a very calculated purchase, but I would never have thought that I'd be able to wear this. So I love it very much.
Smartwatches are a no-no on an NFL sideline. The timepiece favored by half a dozen head coaches, more than any other, is a bit more old school.
Yeah, it's an Iron Man. It makes me feel good, I started way back when I could only afford a $20 watch. And I can bang it around, I can do whatever.
This one's a simple one. This is a Timex. This is kind of my day-to-day. Just simple. I don't want to wear a super expensive one, when I'm just doing football things because I think I'm going to ruin it. But this one's like it never breaks and it's always very durable and handy for me.
I wear this. It's a Timex, $18 on Amazon, I think. I buy 5 of them at a time, and I just leave one in my car, one on my tray table at home, one in my closet, a couple in my office. It tells me what time it is and what the date is, and that is all that I need.
I don't have to worry about a bunch of different buttons. I don't have to worry about charging it. All I want to do is look at it and be able to tell time.
My name is Tobias Reichschmidt. I work at Timex Group, and I have the honor to be the CEO of the company. NFL coaches, such prominent figures, that's obviously, humbling and an honor, that they pick our watch. At the same time, when you think about it, I think it also makes complete sense. With their lifestyle, I think it makes sense to have something very functional, very practical.
What you wear, it represents you, So the fact that this watch is durable, it's humble, it tells something already about, personality of especially leaders that they can afford more expensive watches.
Bill Clinton wore an Iron Man, at least in the beginning. The fundamental concept of the watch, I think, aligns well with leadership. The watch stands for humility. And humility in leadership, I think, is absolutely critical. It makes them very approachable, very relatable. And I also think it, makes them look self-assured.
Some of the league's Timex guys take their cue from a leader whose mission is to inspire other leaders.
I found out about it through Jocko Willink. So Jocko's a big Timex Ironman guy.
Jocko Willink wears it. So when I read his book, I never wore a watch, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna get this watch. That's what I rock all the time.
4:30, time to get some. My name is Jocko Willink. I was in the military for 20 years, and I was in Naval Special Operations, more commonly known as the SEAL teams. The same leadership principles that I used inside the SEAL teams, I started to teach them to civilian companies and businesses and teams.
Jocko's word, yes, word, was in Trevor Lawrence's head when he led Jacksonville back from a 27-point playoff deficit.
My goodness, what has happened in Duval County?
Coach showed a video of, I don't know if you guys heard of Jocko. It's this video where he talks about good. And it's like, no matter what happens, that's your response, good. You know, threw 4 picks in the first half, good.
Unbelievable.
Keep doing your job, man. You're good.
You take the attitude of good, something went wrong, good. We learned about how the other defense is operating, good. We learned about some plays that aren't working that well. I think that attitude is a solid attitude for a human being to have, and clearly it helped him out in that situation.
Puts it down. Patterson's kick is up. The field goal is good! Good! Good!
One of the linemen, I forget who it was, said to me after I threw 3 or 4 picks, he was like, good. Just looking at him like, all right, not the time, but you know, it's just the mindset of this group.
There's no better symbol for Jocko's mindset than his face. But not this one. This one.
And I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I take a picture of my watch, and I post it on social media, and I go work out. I know that time is fleeting, and I'm gonna take every advantage of every second that I can. And the watch that I've been using for over a quarter century is a Timex Ironman. It's been on multiple deployments overseas. During the war, for me, I was always thinking about the enemy. They were training, they were preparing, they were plotting. I would wake up before the enemy, I would put in more work than the enemy, so when we met on the battlefield, I would be victorious. And I think those coaches are probably thinking the same thing. They know that they're in a competition, it's time to get after it.
All right, so let's get after it.
And this is one of those reminders, it's with me every day. I was in 120-degree heat in the Battle of Ramadi, looking down to see how much time we had left to execute a mission. This is the watch I was looking at. This is it. I never want to forget that. I never want to forget where I came from, and I won't.
A watch is a tool. It tells time. But over time, it can become something more.
I've done this for a long time, and I just trust it. I trust that it's there. I'm used to looking at it. I don't look at it much during a game, but it helps me get to the game, right?
Andy Reid wore an Ironman during his decades-long title wait and had one on his wrist when it finally ended.
The watch is such a personal item, and as you wear it through the big moments in life, the watch really comes to then symbolize and remind you of those moments. The watch writes its own story